name comes from le jardin, and that means garden. That means garden. So when the French came here after the Reformation, they said it's such a nice neighborhood because people are living in very narrow houses. There are little gardens at the time. It looks like one big garden. It looks like one big jardin. But we were not very fond of the French because of Napoleon Bonaparte, because he wanted to take over the whole country. And the name Jardin changed into Jordan. So now we call it Jordan. Streets are very small, can you see? Because the poor people were living here, and the poor people didn't need big houses and very big streets. So they made it as small as possible. The narrower the house, the less tax money people have to pay. So these houses are like 10 feet, 12 feet, and that's it. 3 meters 20, 3 meters 70, and that's it. But they can be very deep. Small streets. So the poor people who have been living here in that time, it's now the other way around. Now you have to have warm. Now you have to have character and money to live here, because it has become very, very expensive. So now we call it Yuppie Town. Yuppie Town. The yuppies have a lot of money. Students who are studying for 30 years. But it's a very nice neighborhood. People are living here. They're acquainted with each other. They know each other. They're partying together. But you live in an old monument. You live in a very small house. A lot of restaurants here in this area. In the Jordan Forest House. And the Dutch people are so happy that it's nice weather. So they sit on terraces, they're drinking beers and they're drinking coffee at lunchtime somewhere, because it has been raining for 4 months.
They're lucky now.
Really, it was terrible. January, February, March, April, raining. In May it was raining very often. Now the sun is shining, everybody is enjoying the outside and they're drinking.
That's why we didn't take any cruise earlier in the year. That's why we waited until the end of June.
Yeah.
We thought it might be a good idea, and it seemed like it was.
But 2 years ago, it was raining in June and July, and it was in springtime very nice weather. So you're lucky.
It's always still a lottery, I'm guessing.
So here on the left-hand side, number 263, is the Anne Frank house. A Jewish girl who was hiding in the back house. She wrote the book, The Back House, which you were hiding in World War II. It's coming up, number 263. That's the double green door. Can you see it? You're passing next to the lunch. The double green door, right there, number 263. That's the Anne Frank Museum. And this whole area next to it is part of it. This is the new entrance, or the new exit. The entrance is around the corner here. There are 2 houses and 1 big building. That's the Anne Frank Museum. She wrote the diary, The Back House, and she was hiding in the back house on top. And she could only see the church tower, she could only see what time it was. And her book has been given out, and in the 90s it was the 3rd most published book in the world.
Only her father said that.
Yeah. When they found the 8 persons in the back house, they were transported by the Gestapo to Auschwitz. The men had to work in working camps, And the women were brought to Germany to Bergen-Belsen. That's where she died. And only her father, Otto Frank, he came back, he survived, and then he continued with his shop. And then after 10 years he said, no, I'm going to make it a museum. People should know that we have been living there with 8 persons for more than 2 years, hiding. And that's when he decided to publish the book. And the book is now published in 71 different languages. And that's very exceptional. And only she knew, because she wanted to become a journalist. Well, that didn't happen because she died in Bergen-Belsen. Look at those beautiful clouds. Schön. Blaue Blumen. Yeah, and if you find a parking spot and you don't live here, then you have to pay €7.50 for 1 hour. Wow, €7.50. You do that by the blue machines over there. Over there, you see the blue machine? Yeah. And the people who are living here, they have to apply for a license. And then they put it on the inside of the car. And it costs a few €100 per year, but they can only park in the center. As soon as they're going to the south or the north or the west or the east, they have to pay the €7.50 again. And it's also the other way around. When the people from the south are coming here, they have to pay the €7.50. Amsterdam is making a lot of money. Now look at the beautiful gable houses, neck gable, clock gable, stair gable. These are the monuments of Amsterdam. These houses have been built in the 17th and the 18th century. They're standing or leaning against each other. Sometimes you think, you look at the house and you think, oh, it's leaning. That's because it has been built on wooden stilts. Then that piece of wood will start to rot, and then the house doesn't feel the pillars anymore. It starts to move to the left to the right. That's why sometimes you see leaning houses. And this is the Prinsen Canal, the longest one, made in the 17th century. And people are living on the houseboats, eh?
It's so nice.
Nice gables, eh?
Yeah, I love these gables.
So when we pass this bridge, then you see a houseboat museum. Now, people who were living there, they're every day knocking on the door. Can I have a look in your houseboat? People were saying hi, and then they were thinking, come on, no.
Ja, inkomen,
People
ja.
started to pay 2 euros, and they couldn't even look inside. And the gentleman was thinking, I'm going to apply for a license, then I can make it a museum. So now you have to pay €4.50. And that's after Corona, after COVID. You can feel it. There's always people there. And they have to pay entrance fee. Now these houseboats in between 350,000 and $1 million. And they pay the price for the place where they're docked. That's the most important thing. so many sort of boats in the canal.
Yes.
When I started with working, we had a boat like this. But now everybody wants to go in the water, so they have got a boat right there with an open door, and that's nice when it rains. And we have a boat like